Thanks, Adam. Hi, I'm Tayla McCloud. I'm a Senior Research Manager in the Mental Health Translation team at the Wellcome Trust. So I get to present to you the most exciting part, arguably, funding opportunities. So from within the mental health team, we have our Applying Neuroscience call, which has already launched. It's currently open. I'll talk more about the details of that in a minute. Further down the timeline, you can see we've got a call based around scalable digital technologies coming this summer, which I'm working on a lot at the moment within the translation team. And again, I'll go into more details on this in a minute. And then we've got a collaboration, which is really exciting, between the climate and mental health teams at Wellcome. This will be a call investigating the mechanisms underpinning the relationship between heat and mental health. Looking further in the future than this gets a little bit hazy, but hot off the presses, I can share a little bit about what we'll be doing in the next couple of years. So we're thinking for 2025 at the moment that the innovative use of longitudinal data to understand anxiety, depression, and psychosis could be a focus for one of our calls. Further on later in the year, next year, we're thinking about new and improved psychological and social treatments for mental health problems, anxiety, depression, and psychosis. And then further on into the future, we predict that we'll be focusing on mechanistically informed mental health interventions for youth. So that's a little sneak peek on what's going to be keeping us busy for the next couple of years. As Adam touched on earlier, separate to our mental health programme, we have our discovery research arm of Wellcome, who run these regular schemes that you can see here. So each one has 3 rounds per year, and these are open to all topics of medical research at all levels, from cellular through to population level, across disciplines and contexts. So the general idea is that these are for the kinds of more blue sky thinking projects, potentially a bit riskier, that will advance understanding in their field in innovative ways. They're split up by career levels, so you can see here that it starts with early career researchers, so potentially for people who are not too long since their PhD, postdocs. They then moving towards sort of career development awards for people who are slightly more established, and then finally discovery awards for established researchers and teams. So depending on your career level, you might aim for different ones. But there's lots more detail and guidance for these online, so I'd encourage you to take a look at the website if you might be interested in these, with the caveat that Adam already talked about, that lead applicants must be from the UK or a lower middle income country, but co-applicants can be from anywhere. So back to the mental health programme area and the neuroscience call, which I teased a bit earlier. So the title of this call, as you can see here, is Applying Neuroscience to Understand Symptoms in Anxiety, Depression, and Psychosis. What we're looking for is neuroscientists, clinicians, and people with lived experience to collaborate on projects combining computational and experimental neuroscience to improve our understanding of symptoms in anxiety, depression, and psychosis. So in terms of the details, this call has officially launched a couple of weeks ago, actually, and is now open for applications. So if it fits with your work, get writing. It's open to applicants anywhere in the world except mainland China due to sanctions, and we encourage global applicants to apply. Funding is available for up to £5 million for up to 5 years, and the deadline is the 23rd of July for a full application. So for the digital mental health funding call, this is what I'm primarily working on at the moment. This aims to accelerate scalable digital mental health interventions and support partnerships between academics, industry partners, and lived experience experts. We're holding some events around this over the next month or two, so if that's relevant to you, then do keep an eye out. There's lots of TBCs on the digital slides because really nothing is confirmed yet, so don't hold me to all of these dates and details, but I did want to give you as much of a flavour as I could at this time. So we're thinking of holding a workshop for companies to encourage applications from industry, and also thinking about some events of how we might bring events and projects, I suppose, of how we could bring together industry partners and academics to encourage collaboration. So, as I said, the dates are not confirmed, but keep an eye out. The call is planned to launch over the summer, hopefully July, and the likely scope will be similar to the neuroscience call in the sense that the projects are likely to be around the sort of 5 million mark as in neuroscience, and the idea is that we will fund for up to 5 years. I've put here some examples of the types of interventions that would be in scope. I wanted to, again, try to give you a flavour, if I could, of what we mean when we talk about digital mental health. So we're interested in any software or AI that could be helpful for early intervention in anxiety, depression, or psychosis. And this could include the examples you see here, so web-based programs, generative AI, chatbots, virtual or extended reality, wearable devices, video games, and lots of other innovations that I can't even imagine yet. And then finally, for an idea of what we're looking for this call, but also generally what we tend to like to see in applications, we would expect projects for this call to involve people with lived experience at every stage of the project in a way that's meaningful and equitable. We would like projects to conduct robust evaluations of the interventions in a way that's appropriate to the stage that it's at. And we would like to see some increased mechanistic understanding come out of this work around how interventions like this might work. And finally, we would like projects to include our common measures, which Niall's going to talk about in a moment. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Niall.